All right, guys, we're back at it in the shop. Time to do some more work on the Z50R. Today's going to be all electrical. Pretty excited to plug away on this and get it on the road. It's time. Been kind of procrastinating for probably half a year now. But excited to get this done and going for you guys. One of the things I was waiting for is these butt connectors here. Typically I solder the wires together and heat shrink them, and somebody told me about these. Basically you stick the wires in and take a heat gun to them. I never used them before, but yeah, obviously if it works, it's going to be a lot easier and quicker to do than your typical heat shrink and solder and whatnot. So I'm all for trying it. I'm gonna do a little test run here to see how it works. The one concern I have is it doesn't seem like it takes much heat to melt the solder inside it. So if that's the case, then obviously being next to the engine or exhaust might be a concern, but we'll see how it plays out. And I'll do one here right now and see if I like it or not. All right, hopefully you guys got a decent view of this. Just two wires here, already stripped. I got the connector here, and as simple as it sounds, you just stick them in each end and have the copper section of the wire that's stripped underneath the solder part. All right, easy enough. Okay, not much else to it really. I just take the heat gun to it. Okay. Yeah, not impressed with that at all. Let me, maybe it needs to be a little bit hotter. It seemed like the solder didn't melt, but let me hold it on there longer and see what happens. If this is the case, then I'll go to my old way. That one seemed to melt a little bit more. I'll let it cool down for a second here. My one concern is that, after you melt it, it doesn't look like there's a ton of insulation around that. So maybe I want to stagger my joints if there's any of them near it. Maybe I'll put a little bit of tape around it to give it a little bit more protection too. Okay. Well, I definitely put more heat to that one, and yeah, I'm okay with that. If that's the way it's going to be, that's okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. I guess it is a little bit good that it took a little bit more heat to melt that. That lets me know that if it's anything, close to exhaust or the engine that is producing quite a bit of heat, that it won't melt that solder likely if it's far enough away. So I'll get started. I will take a picture of my schematic and put that on the video somewhere so you can see how I wired everything. And if you look in the description, I'll include the links for the handlebar controls, the lights, and the blinkers and whatnot, in case anybody's doing a similar project, so you could see the wiring schematic and whatnot. But hopefully this goes pretty smooth. It's not an overly complicated system, really. I am doing all this without a battery because there's no starter on it. The one issue I did have was typical horns actually draw a few amps, which would require a battery. And I got around that by finding this this horn that actually goes on a bicycle, and I'm going to modify the harness on this so it goes right to my controls. So when I hit the horn here, it's actually going to operate this bike horn. And I know what you're thinking, that it's probably not going to be loud, but I looked for quite a long time to find something decent, and this thing is really loud actually. I'll hit the button here real quick, but I don't know how it's going to reflect in the video with actually how loud it is. Yeah, it's definitely loud enough for a motorcycle. If anything, it's probably louder than most of the motorcycles. Yeah, so I think that's going to go good. I just got to find a place to mount it, and that's about it. I'm going to get plugging away here, and yeah, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Once this is all done, I'll give you guys some close-ups of what I accomplished. But yeah, hopefully this goes smooth, and another part of the project done, and moving closer to being back on the road with it. So, all right, thanks. Alright guys, welcome back from the time warp. I got everything wired in. I'm 90% there. I just gotta clean it up after I test it. And I wanted to show you what I was gonna do. There's no battery on this system, which made it obviously kind of hard with the horn and whatnot, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, we figured that out. But I am going to just put a battery to the circuit to test all my functions, and basically I'm just gonna tie in this battery here. It's just a small 12 volt to where the engine would provide its 12 volts. So this is just gonna be like a test feature and whatnot. We got our running lights working. There's the brake light for the handle. Oh, there it goes. There's a stand in the way there, but I saw it flicker. It should be fine. The speedometer works. Yeah, my low and high beam are fine. Got my blinkers working. Okay. So we're in pretty good shape there. And obviously my my horn works. So we're in good shape here, guys. Making progress, that's all that matters. Now at this point, I'm gonna button everything up and start fitting the body work and the front wheel, and just getting pretty close now. I suspect that the next video will be a startup, hopefully. But yeah, happy to see that this part's done, and we're just getting closer. All right, thanks.